father, a manager, a promoter. We know Cornflake himself is a regional promoter, but this is the biggest fight of his career. Let's see what the kid can do.
Charlo reuniting with his first amateur trainer, Highland Williams Sr., who also led him in the early stages of his career, no longer working with Ronnie Shields. Also has former two-division champ, one of his favorite fighters, Juan Guzman, helping out in the corner. And we are underway, round one, scheduled for 10 at 168 pounds after another long layoff. What kind of questions need to be answered early for Jermall Charlo, BC?
Well, definitely when we're talking about ring rust, which is in some ways unavoidable, you got to be timed, and the timing of that jab has to be a big thing. The footwork, just the comfort level. He showed that a couple of years back in 2023 against Jose Benavidez Jr. that he quickly adjusted to that.
And Abner's jab, more than a setup, it is a weapon. In fact, he dropped Cornelius Bundridge with a jab when he became a 154-pound champion. And then in one of his better title defenses, he dropped Julian Williams with a jab. So a very powerful weapon and really one of the best sticks in the sport.
And right on cue right there, Charlo landing a stiff jab to Lamana's face. And yes, that's the key for him. That's the opener for everything. The lead jab and the combinations behind that.
And when Charlo is at his best as well, BC's when he has that chip on his shoulder, when he brings venom to his punches, when he's mean.
Well, look, it's the rare, not just fighter, but athlete in professional sports who can almost perform better when they're angry, when they have something to prove. That's what Jermall Charlo has this fight. And let's say something for Cornflake Lamana. He's pressed Charlo's buttons at times in the build-up. He's been passive-aggressive. He's been sort of using the layoff against Charlo. All that doesn't matter, though, when they touch gloves, and here we are. But Charlo's got to make sure that he reminds everybody that with the unbeaten record, he's still the hitman.
Yeah, Lamana doing totally the opposite of what I thought he was going to do in this first round, which was pressure Charlo, make him feel uncomfortable. He's letting Charlo get off with that jab.
And Charlo never in a rush. He's a patient predator.
Has a high IQ, can adjust to whatever his opponent gives him. And you see the effect of that jab already. Look at the redness around the forehead and nose of Lamana.
Lamana's got to be careful what comes behind that jab, that stiff right hand. Powerful right hand also from Charlo.
Yes, style defined by precision, patience, and punishing intent. A sharpshooting boxer puncher doesn't waste motion. Everything is measured. Everything matters. And as we mentioned, he applies pressure without chasing, using footwork and a high guard defense to stay safe while breaking opponents down. And you know, he was once criticized for his low output, but we did see it against Montiel and against Jose Benavidez Jr., where there's definitely been an uptick in the offensive department in terms of punches thrown.
One round at a time.
Charlo's trainer, Highland Williams Sr., wants him to continue downloading data. And we thought it would take about 3 or 4 rounds to try to find his rhythm, his timing, shed whatever ring rust there might be. And for Lamana's corner, they don't want him standing in front of Charlo. Use the jab and move. And there's the double jab from Charlo. And we talk about offense. Well, in that first round, Charlo was 10 of 31. Lamana 2 of 24. Neither landed a power punch. So very much a cautious start.
That was a nice jab right there by Lamana. He's jabbing with Charlo, and you want to continue to do that if you're Lamana.
I mean, that's his best skill, working that jab, being active, using footwork to turn you, but also being smart on the inside. He should hold against Charlo, in my opinion. Try to frustrate him.
Yep.
Try to really just get under his skin like he did in the build-up to this fight at times.
Yeah, you got to make it an ugly fight at times if you're Lamana. You got to make Charlo feel uncomfortable, definitely, and doubt himself. Again, he's coming back after a year and a half.
We talk about Charlo going last 3 fights without a knockout. Of course, now moving up to 168 pounds. The power coming with him, and we'll have to wait and see because he's 33-0 with 22 knockouts. Really, the most comprehensive, the greatest performance of his career was against Sergey Derevyanchenko, the 3-time title challenger. One of the most complete performances of Jermall Charlo's career. And, well, Lamana on the run, trying to avoid the punishing jab of Charlo, and Charlo sticks it right in his face.
And that jab has created some swelling around the left eye of Lamana, something to monitor.
And he needs to stay off the ropes.
Yeah, and as a fighter, once you start feeling yourself, once you start seeing that your punches are landing, that's it, it's over. And that's what's happening right now. Charlo is feeling that his punches are landing. He's not missing at all.
Charlo told us one mistake by Lamana and it will be lights out. Just over a minute left here in the second.
Ooh, great right hand, counter punch right there by Charlo.
I talked about Charlo becoming a busier fighter. Not the case so far here in the early stages.
And Charlo told us about the reunion with his original trainer, Harlan Williams Sr. It was about the mentality, the comfortability, the way that they talk to each other. He did still say the legendary trainer, Ronnie Shields, they're still on great terms. They can reunite at any time. But let's see what this new chapter brings with an old face in the corner there for Jermall Charlo.
He said he wanted to go back to his roots, and then the roots of his professional career was as a pretty decent knockout artist. So, and you know, according to the odds and everyone you ask, I mean, Thomas Lamana, tailor-made for a guy like Charlo to record a knockout win. Despite Lamana's momentum and the 9-fight win streak, nowhere near the level of opposition that Charlo presents here tonight.
5 seconds, stop the bell.
Lands. And there's the veteran Lamana trying to hold on. Instead, he's dropped for the 5th time in his career.
5, 6, 7, 8. Walk over to me. Ready to go?
Lamana goes down for the 5th time in his career here in round 3.
Lamana is cut under the left eye from that punch that knocked him down.
The timing's back, the power's back from Charlo. Ooh.
Stop. No, punch. You got 2. Right, please.
And it's not that Charlo doesn't throw enough. He throws just enough and the right punches.
Well, he doesn't waste punches. And he's not being made to pay for that because of the impact of these big shots on Lamana.
Under a minute now left in the third. Lamana finds himself cornered. The jab and the right hand. Pulled up by Charlo. Lamana trying to stand his ground. Showing some bravado under fire.
Less shouting, more throwing if you're Lamana.
Also, be careful what you're asking for from the hitman.
There's a jab, the counter jab by Charlo. Lamana is trying to fight back. After going down, he's not gun shy, isn't running away. Now resetting, utilizing lateral movement.
And that's exactly how you cut off the ring. You're not just chasing him. Charlo's cutting off the ring, putting you behind the ropes, and Lamana is just some survival mode right now.
Come back like this, inside of it.
Beginning of round 4, scheduled for 10 at 168 pounds.
Lamana's face definitely showing the receipts of taking the power of Charlo, but he hasn't quit on himself.
No,
Still
he
in there
hasn't.
trying to plant seeds behind that jab and work back into the fight.
Well, I think he's got to pressure. He's got to push Charlo back, not just going backwards. He's giving Charlo the momentum, letting him get off first.
Charlo stalking Lamana, just misses with the left hook. There's a stiff jab that lands for Charlo. Another jab.
If you're Lamana, you want to time that jab. I know it's easier said than done, but if they feel like he's too slow, they time the jab. Counter punch on top of it.
Charlo wanting to set that trap and land that counter right. There's the
Ooh, that was a good counter
from Lamana. Lamana lead right and then gets dropped by Charlo.
important at this point of Jermall's career do you think it is to get rounds tonight?
Really important. He talked about it in interviews. He said, I won some rounds. And it seems like he's taking his time. There's no rush in Charlo. He knows he's landing every single shot. And
yet the pressure is on him to make a statement with an emphatic victory. Right, Abner?
Yes, there is also. But again, it's barely the fourth round. You already got a knockdown. You've heard Lamana many times. So right now, it's just a matter of when, to be honest.
Under a minute left here in round 4.
To echo what Abner said earlier about the twin brothers, the Charlo twins, reuniting. They've always been each other's biggest fan in a lot of ways, but they can be rivals. They can push each other's buttons. It's heartwarming to see the love rekindle between them, knowing that they're both on the comeback trail.
Lamana buckle did not go down, but was hurt by that shot from Charlo. 15 seconds left here in the 4th frame.
The left hand, not just as a jab, as a hook, hurt Lamana.
Time that Thomas Lamana's been down in his career.
Yeah, I was so focused on the glove touching the canvas that I missed that his knee touched the canvas. So yeah, official knockdown.
Could have used the expediency on that replay situation earlier this year in the big Tank Davis-Lamont Rhodes matchup.
And look at that jab. It started with 1, 2 jabs. Now you're double, tripling the jab. Talking about Charlo.
So Lamana's been down in round 3 due to an overhand right by Charlo, and then went down in round 4 due to the left.
Look at that pressure from Charlo. He's right in front of you. Not a lot of punches, though, but just the right ones and with power.
That little check left hand wobbled Lamana.
And so far, Charlo has landed twice as many jabs as Lamana has landed punches. And the jab, Lamana's down for the 3rd time. No 3-knockdown roll in effect, but he's frustrated. And he's showing the vestiges of this punishing attack by Charlo.
Now the question is, did Charlo get enough rounds now to fill himself and get Lamana out?
Charlo has dropped Lamana in rounds 3, 4, and now 5.
This isn't just about the comeback of Jermall Charlo. We know there could be big business in the near future with the likes of the main eventer and Caleb Plant. So far, though, Big Charlo seems to be back and seems to be handling his business.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he wants to get him out in this round. Charlo waiting. It's frustration also for Lamana. Not being able to do anything really in this fight, and he's trying to mock Charlo.
You get the feeling like one more knockdown might be enough for the referee to step in here.
Absolutely. Lamana purely trying to stay on his feet at this stage. Body shot from Charlo. Lamana using his feet to try to avoid the attack. He needs to get off the ropes. Lateral movement. The ever-patient Charlo continues to just measure Lamana. Right hand by Lamana brings out a smile from Charlo. The jab, though, back Lamana.
Because he went hurt. He was hurt going into that corner, Lamana.
It may just be a matter of time before Jermall Charlo closes the show and his return here in Las Vegas to a new weight class, and they are taking a look at Thomas Lamana.
That's a heck of a shirt on the ringside, doctor. Where's Joe Goosen?
Listen, doctor recommendation, we're stopping the fight.